Hi friends, this is Shanmukh. So HADR images are available, guys. HADR images are available. High availability and disaster recovery images are available. If you want to practice log shipping, mirroring, replication, Windows clustering, SQL clustering, and finally always on. So generally, if you want to practice these 5 HADR technologies in a real-time setup, okay, you have to create 3 VMs and we have to install 3 operating systems on all the 3 VMs, and we have to configure the domain, and we have to add the servers into the domain, and we have to install .NET framework on other 2 VMs, and we have to install SQL Server on other 2 VMs, and finally you have to install SSMS, and you can start practicing the HADR topics, guys. Okay, so and for clustering and all, again cluster level settings will be there. Again you have to configure Windows level clustering, and you have to configure SQL level clustering and all. So believe me, if you don't have these images, it might take almost, if you are working continuously, almost it might take 2 to 3 days completely to do all these setups. Okay, if you are new to do all the setup for log shipping, mirroring, replication, clustering, SQL clustering, Windows clustering, and always on, to do all these configurations, okay, whatever the set steps are there, whatever these steps, to complete all these steps, okay, so it will take at least 2 to 3 days continuously. It will take at least 2 to 3 days to practice all these topics. So it's good if you are able to practice, it's good. I'll encourage it, but because of these challenges, okay, because of these barriers and all, if you're unable to practice, so what I did is, like, I just created images for all these topics, VM level images, guys. You can directly download that image, you can attach it, and you can start practicing all these topics immediately. Means within 15 minutes the whole setup will be ready, guys. Generally, if you want to practice by your own, it will take 2 to 3 days. For the first time, if you are configuring, means it will take at least 2 to 3 days to set up the whole concepts. If you want to practice all these concepts, you should have the whole setup, right? So to set up this thing, you should need at least 2 to 3 days. But with our images, you can start practicing all the concepts in 15 minutes, believe me. Okay, so I'll show you the demo, guys, then you will came to know. So let me show you the demo, so you will get an idea how these things will work and all. So once you bought the images from me, then I'll give you a downloadable links. You can download the images, VM images and all directly, and you can start practicing. So let me show you how these things will work. I don't have any VMs, right, generally. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you some images, right? So once you got those images, what you have to do, simply add those images here using this add option, machine add. I'm going to add, okay, I'm going to add batch 46 images here. It was there in my E drive. Okay, so first I'll add active directory. So add it like this. Done. One machine is ready. Active directory machine is ready. Second machine, primary server. Okay, again, so here I am able to attach it because I know where the images are there. In your case, you have to download the images, keep it in a separate folder, and then browse it from there, and then you can attach the images directly from that particular location. Okay, so now I'm going to attach primary server, guys. Okay, primary is also attached for IRCTC application. Then I'm going to attach secondary server. Okay, so again go to E drive, V46 VMs, and this is my 02P, which is secondary server. Done, guys. Now all these three VMs are attached. You can see here V46 Active Directory, Mumbai, IRC application, Mumbai data center DB01P, IRC application, London data center DB02P, secondary server. Okay, so now start one by one, guys. Already these images are having Windows 2012. Already these images are having an Active Directory setup, a domain setup, okay, a SQL Server installation setup, SSMS setup, always on replication, clustering, mirroring, log shipping. So these images are having all types of setups, guys. Simply what you have to do is attach the images, log into the machines, start practicing, guys. That's it. I'll show you that as well. I'll show you the log shipping, mirroring, replication, clustering, always on everything. I'll show you every setup. I'll show you now. Then you will get an idea how these things will work. Okay, so let me pause this recording, and once all the three VMs are started, then I'll resume the recording. Okay, so one machine, this active directory machine started, guys, completely. You can see here. Okay, so now let me start this 01P and 02P as well. Okay, so I just started 01P, and then once it is up and running, then I'll start 02P. Just double click on this machine to start this. To start any machine, just double click on that machine, guys. Automatically the machine will start. Okay, right? Yes, guys. Okay, so the machines are up and running. All the machines are started. Now you can see this is the Active Directory machine, and this is the Mumbai DB01P machine. Okay, for data center, Mumbai data center production server, and this is your London data center production server. Okay, which is secondary server, guys. So once you just added these images, and once you just started all these images, okay, so what you have to do is you have to log into all the VMs. Okay, just log into all the VMs. I'll share the credentials, guys. What credentials and all you have to use, I'll share those credentials with you. Okay, fine. So I'm using these credentials, and I'm just logging into this machine. Okay, so let me give this password. Yeah, fine. So now I just logged into this Active Directory. So in the same way, we have to log into other two VMs, guys. Okay, so this is my primary server 01P, and let me log into this machine using the Active Directory, using this domain admin. Okay, right. Okay, so this is my domain admin account, so I'm just logging into the machine using this domain admin account. Right, so let me log into the third machine. Just log into all the three VMs, guys. Okay, you have to log into all the three VMs once. You can see this is my another account. Okay, so for this also I'll try to log in as domain admin only. IRCTC is my domain, and administrator is the account name, and just give the password for this account. IRCTC. Just a minute, guys, let me check this username. You can log into this account also, no issues. Yeah, so now it is allowing us to log into this machine, guys. Now I just log into this machine. Okay, so now you can see this is my AD machine, and you can see this is my primary server. So go to primary server. 01p is the primary. So you can just minimize the server manager, and then what you can do, open this SSMS, guys. Open SSMS here. Directly you can open SSMS and all, no need to install anything. Everything is ready, guys. It's a kind of instant noodles kind of stuff. Okay, all the images are ready with every setup. Simply you have to attach the image and you can start working with the high availability concepts: log shipping, mirroring, replication, Windows clustering, SQL clustering, and always on. Okay, so just let me open this SSMS. So once this is open, then I'll show you. Okay, the log shipping setup, mirroring setup, replication setup, always on clustering, and you can practice the failovers also. You can practice always on, you can practice to do always on failover. You can failover cluster. So like in the organization, how the real-time setup will be, the same setup was configured in these three VMs, guys. Okay, so let me connect to the SSMS, you will get an idea. Right. Okay, so now you can see here, guys. So the machines are ready, SQL servers are up and running. I haven't installed anything. Okay, so already in this image we have domain, we have SQL servers installation, we have SSMS and all. Simply when you attach these images, automatically you will also get all these things handy. Okay, so next let me connect to my primary server 01p. So I just connected to my primary server. Okay, it is showing some different error. Just a minute, guys. Let me, in case if you are facing these kind of issues, try restarting the SQL server. We'll see if that is going to work or not. Okay, configuration manager. Okay, go to SQL server services and the SQL server 01p. Okay, so this is the one, right? We are trying to restart. MDB SQL B46 IRC SQL 01p B46 B46 IRC SQL 01p. Just restart the service. Right, so the machine is restarted, the instance is restarted, guys. So let's try to connect again in this management studio. We'll see. Let me close all other management studios. Right, so now let's connect to this instance. We'll see whether this is going to work or not. So login failed. Okay, this is not an issue, so there is no such account, so we can log into this SSMS using different account, guys. So you can just click on this, right click, shift plus right click, it will open. If you just click here, okay, so you'll get like this. Again, shift plus right click, you can see run as different user. So you can use any of the user accounts, guys. I'm going to use this user account. Okay, so this is having an access with this admin privilege, and also I'm going to open management studio with this username, and then we'll connect to this SQL server using this username, guys. Just give me a minute, okay? Once this SSM is opened, then you can see the successful connection, right? So now I'm trying to connect to the same instance 01p, right? Connect. So now I'm able to connect to the instance directly. So now if you are also getting the same kind of errors and all, so just follow these troubleshooting steps and all. Okay, now I'm trying to connect to the secondary instance. This is my primary instance. So my secondary instance is this one, 02p. So let's connect to this secondary instance. So the target principal name is incorrect, cannot generate SSP handshake error we are getting. Okay, for this what we can do, let me log into this instance. Okay, and let me restart that once. Let me restart the SQL Server services in the secondary server. If you are facing any of these challenges, you can just follow these troubleshooting steps, guys. Okay, yeah, just click yes. Right, so this is my instance, right? This is the instance that I'm trying to connect. Okay, so browser services are up and running. So what you can do is just restart this service. We'll see whether we are able to connect or not. Okay, so the instance is restarted. Let me refresh once. Let me go to this primary server 01p. Let's try to connect again. Again we are getting this cannot generate SSP handshake. Okay, so for that what we'll do, let's check the communication between the machines, guys. Okay, using CMD we'll see whether we are able to communicate with other VMs or not. Okay, so ping, we can use ping command. 10.10.10.100 is my active directory, so I'm not getting the communication, right? So here you can see I'm getting request time dot error. Okay, let me check with my node 1 also. My node 1 IP address is 10.10.10.1. So I am able to connect to a node 1, but I am unable to connect to active directory. So let me go to active directory. Let me check whether machines are there or not in the active directory. For that you have to connect to the active directory. Open run in the active directory machine. Just type dsc.msc. Okay, just we'll check whether the computers are part of the domain or not. Okay, so just go to these computers. Now you can see VIRC LON DB02P is there, and VIRC MUN DB01P is also there. So these servers are part of the active directory. So now what we can do, go to these machines, go to network settings of each machine, just check what and all network settings currently, okay, configured. So now what you can do, try to change the adapter to third one, guys. Okay, and make sure advanced is showing as allow all. Just click OK, and do the same settings for all the VMs, guys. Try to change it to adapter 2. Okay, and do it for this VM also, and network, yeah, the third one is selected, and just click OK. Now again go to the server. Now again test the communication. Earlier we were unable to communicate with the active directory, right? Ping 10.10.10.100 is failed, right? Now let's check again. 100. Now you can see I am able to ping, and let me ping to 1 also. Yes, I am able to ping, and in the same server. Earlier we checked in the primary server. Now earlier we were unable to ping 10.10.10.100. Now we are able to ping 10.10.10.100, guys. Okay, so now let me check to secondary server 10.10.10.2. Okay, so we are getting the ping response from the 10.10.10.2 also. Right, communication is succeeded, right? So now you can try connecting. Right, now we are able to connect, guys. See here, this is my primary server which was hosted in this MUM DB01P. This is my secondary server which was hosted in the LON DB02P, this server. Okay, now let me show you the log shipping setup. Okay, So I just configured the log shipping on this database. So let me expand the databases. Okay. So on this 6Go database I have configured. If you have any doubts, you can just go and check the agents. You can see the log shipping jobs. Okay. So generally you can monitor the log shipping using a SQL Server agent jobs, and see here ls backup job. This is like a log shipping. This was disabled. You can see here log shipping job is disabled. Or else if you have still any doubts, you can just try checking using the standard reports. Okay, so we have standard reports to check the log shipping, guys. Standard reports and transaction log shipping status, last option. So we have configured log shipping on the xgo database, right? So in this, at the same time, you can see here, this is my principal synchronized. It is showing principal synchronized. So what is this setup called, guys? So this is called mirroring. Okay, so in the mirroring you can see in the brackets principal synchronized and all. Right now it is retrieving data for the log shipping. So let's check the log shipping data once, so that you will get an idea whether log shipping is configured or not. Right now you can see log shipping is configured, guys. Okay, primary database, secondary database. This is my primary server 01p and this is my secondary server on xgo database. Okay, so log shipping is configured, and then this is mirroring, guys. So generally for log shipping you cannot see any state, so but for mirroring it will show you in the brackets principal synchronized, and you can also see using this mirror synchronized option, guys. Okay, so for the same database, big basket database, you can see mirror synchronized. So this is my mirroring, guys. Okay, so replication. What is the proof that you have configured replication? Using replication jobs, you can confirm whether replication is configured or not, or go to replication and expand publications. You can see multiple publications, guys. Okay, so publications are loading. Almost 3 publications will be there. One is snapshot publication, second one is transaction publication, and third one is merge publication. Okay, so you can see all these publications once this was expanded. Okay, yeah, you can see, right? This is my merge publication. You can see this is my snapshot publication, this is my transaction publication. You can see all the publications, guys. You can also monitor the replication using replication monitor. Okay, so if you still have any doubts whether replication is configured or not, you can use this replication monitor. Right click on the publications or right click on the replication. Okay, so just a minute, it is running slow. Yeah, you can see here, right? Let me cancel this. Let me see here, launch replication monitor. So if you open replication monitor, you can see the replication status and all, whether it is good or not. So what is the status and all, you can see. So this is your log shipping mirroring replication setup, right? So next is Windows clustering setup. For that, what you can do, you can open this failover cluster manager, guys. Okay, for that there is a shortcut. The shortcut is clueadmin.msc. You can open failover cluster manager and you can see what and all resources are available. You can see SQL clustering also. I'll show you that as well. Okay, so for SQL clustering, generally this cluster setup, this cluster instance has to be up and running, guys. Okay, I'm going to run this cluster instance, or let me check this in the failover cluster manager once. You have to keep monitoring your resources if the 3 VMs are running at a time. Right, now just check whether what is the CPU utilization, memory utilization and disk utilization and all. Based on that you can kill, if any unused sessions are there, you can kill those unused sessions and all. So you can see this is the replication monitor, guys. Currently the replication monitor status is good only. I don't see any errors here. And you can see here this is the replication and replication monitor. Okay, so if you expand this, you can see the replication monitor, what and all replication, what is the status and all you can see, guys. Okay, let me close this as well. So let me open this failure cluster manager. It is taking time. So I'm using like a 6 GB 2 GB 2 GB 2 GB memory, guys. Okay, so 6 GB I'm using, so it will be little bit slow. I'm using only 2 GB per VM, right? So it will be little bit slow, guys. Okay, fine, let me go to this failure cluster manager. It is still taking time to open. So in the meantime we can close this so that we can save some memory. Right now you can see failure cluster manager is opening. Right now you can see the status of failure cluster manager, guys. So this is the failure cluster manager. How many roles are there, what is the status of each role, how to fail over and all. So everything you can see here in the roles section. I'll show you. I'll fail over one role from one node to another node also, to show you, just to give you the demo. I am going to fail over, guys. See here, now both the, this is SQL Server clustering, guys. Okay, if you expand, you can see the name SQL class batch 46 SQL class name. Okay, so and this is the always and availability group name, right? So if I want to fail over, you can directly fail over, guys. If you want to fail over, see currently these two are running from 0 1p, right? If I want to fail over this role to another role, right click, move, select node. Okay, and now check here. Before failover, you can see currently it is running with currently it is running on 0 1p, right? So now I am going to 0 1p. You can see here, now I am going to failover to 0 2p. So let me double click on this. Okay, so now the resources will start failover to the node 2, guys. See here, and you can see what and all resources are going offline, online and all you can see here. Okay, so these resources will go offline on the primary node, and then these resources will come online from the secondary node, guys. You can see here currently all resources are going offline from the primary node. Then after some time all the resources will come online from the secondary node. Okay, so see here, check here. Now see here, earlier it was shown as 0 1p, right? Now it is showing 0 2p. So now each and every resource will be back, guys. Okay, you can see here one by one the resources will be back. Okay, if you want to connect to cluster instance and all, once this is ready, so I'll show you. I'll connect to the cluster instance also. I'll show you that instance, guys. Once this SQL server is completely up and running, then I can connect to cluster instance also. After that I'll show you the always on, so you will get an idea, guys. Okay, just a minute. It is taking time to come back. Right now SQL server is online, right? So now you can go to management studio and you can connect to SQL cluster instance, guys. Click on connect button, and where is my cluster instance? Yes, this is my cluster instance. You can connect to cluster instance also. See here, this is my cluster instance, Swiggy SQL cluster, and this is batch 46 SQL cluster, CLUS cluster instance. And always on also you can connect, guys. Okay, I have configured always on also on the same VM, so you can just click connect button and you have to connect to the default instances. This is my 0 1p default instance, and this is my 0 2p default instance. Okay, so 0 1p is connected. Let me connect to 0 2p default instance. Right, so now you can see, if you expand the database, now you can see here synchronized means we have configured the always on. If you don't have If you have any doubts, just expand always in high availability, expand the availability group. See, this is our availability group name, zip to availability group name. Okay, so you can see availability replicas, and you can see availability databases, and you can see availability listeners and all. Okay, so everything was successfully configured, guys. So if you want to fail over, you can fail over from the dashboard, or you can fail over from the failure cluster manager and all. Okay, so this is an active, currently this is an active passive setup, guys. One application is running from 01p, another application is running from 02p. So both nodes are active nodes. So this is a, this is active setup, guys. I'm sorry, this is not active passive, this is active setup. One role is running from 01p, so 01p is active for this Jepto, and 02p is active for SQL cluster instance. So both are active, right? So this is an active setup. So this is how, if you want to do the failover and all, you can failover the availability group from this move and select node, and you can select the node, and in this way you can failover. Means straight away, if you want to configure the same kind of setup, means active directory with domain, and then log shipping, mirroring, replication, Windows clustering, SQL clustering, and always on. Total 7 topics you have to practice. For 7 topics, it will take at least 3 days time, guys, if you are continuously working on it. Otherwise, it will take 1 week also. If you cannot complete it, it might take 1 week also. All these images you can attach in 15 minutes, and you can start practicing all these HADR concepts in 15 minutes, guys. Now only you saw, right? So this is how it will be. I'll give you the downloadable links to all of you guys, so that you can download those images, you can attach those images in your laptop, and then you have to start the VMs, and you can start practicing all HADR technologies immediately, guys. It will be very helpful, believe me. So if you feel that you don't have hands-on experience on clustering always, and if you cannot configure always on clustering and all, so these images are best for you guys. Okay, so believe me, you will get a very hands-on experience on the real-time setup kind of servers. Okay, so for that, what you have to do, so you have to install Oracle VirtualBox. You have to install Oracle VirtualBox software, guys. First, you have to install Oracle VirtualBox software. Go to our channel SQL DBA classes in the YouTube, and you can see how to install Oracle Virtual software and all. Oracle VirtualBox software, how to install Oracle VirtualBox software. You can check in my videos, guys. Okay, and then straight away, like I just added the VMs, right? Once you created the Oracle VirtualBox, once you install the Oracle VirtualBox, simply you have to go to machine, add, give the image. By the time you will download my images, right, you have to select one by one, and you can start the VMs one by one, guys. Okay, and precautions: start one by one VM, don't start all 3 VMs at a time, so that it will create some memory pressure on the laptop memory. So don't stop all the VMs at a time, guys. Don't start all the VMs at a time, start one by one. Once this active directory is come back completely, then start this Mumbai DB01P, then start this London DB02P. So like this, one by one you have to start it. Means once the server is back completely, then you can start the second server. Okay, guys, so what you have to do, first you have to, only from your side, you have to download Oracle VirtualBox software, and you have to install it. If you don't know, just go through our channel. If possible, I'll try to upload the link in this video description, guys. So, and then you can once you just install this Oracle VirtualBox software, you can directly add the existing images and all. So let me tell you this one, the file sizes. Okay, the file sizes, total 3 VMs I am going to provide you, guys. Total 3 VMs I am going to provide you. File size for all the 3 VMs are file size for all the 3 VMs is 40 GB. Okay, so the file size is 40 GB. I guess primary server size is 18 GB, and then Active Directory server size is 13 GB, and then other secondary node server is 8 GB. So total 40 GB file size you need. Free space you need, guys. 40 GB free space you need. And RAM, to practice all these things, you should have minimum 8 GB RAM. You should have minimum 8 GB RAM. Then only you can attach all the 3 VMs, and you can start working with these 3 VMs, guys. You should have minimum 8 GB RAM, 8 to 8 GB RAM, 12 GB, 8 GB, 12 GB, 14 GB. Sorry, there is no 14 GB, 16 GB. We have 8 GB. If you have 8 GB, then it's okay, you can practice it. But if you don't have 8 GB, if you are having less RAM, try to practice the laptops that are having a 8 GB RAM, guys. Okay, it's very important. So RAM should be minimum 8 GB. Maximum can be anything, but minimum should be 8 GB, guys. Okay, and file size is 40 GB. So don't download this file from mobile hotspot and all. It will be failed. Why? Because it's a very big file. To upload itself, I took lot of time. Why? Because it's keep sometimes it will keep failing and all. Okay, so don't download it from your mobile hotspot and all. So if possible, connect to the internet and you can just download all the three VMs, guys. So download with Wi-Fi network only. And again, I'm saying all the topics HDR, all HDR topics like as discussed here you can practice all these topics with a complete real-time setup in 15 minutes. Okay, how it is possible? I'm going to provide the images of all these topics so you can simply attach those images and you can start practicing it, guys. So the cost of these three images is 1000 rupees. Okay, so the cost for this service is like 1000 rupees, guys. If you are interested, okay, you can ping me to this number 9902590140. You can just call me or you can send WhatsApp message also to this number. Once the payment and all is done, I'm going to give you the access so that you can download the files and you can start practicing immediately, guys. Okay, so that's it from my side, guys. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel.